Hi students, good morning. Today's our topic is chemical enzymes and other bioactive molecules. Some microbes are used for making some organic and inorganic materials. Organic and inorganic materials. Industrially, commercially, we can use some microbes for synthesizing some organic and inorganic chemicals, enzymes and enzymes. So here a fungi Aspergillus niger is used for synthesis of citric acid. This citric acid is usually preservation of food material and dyeing industry and inks. And a bacteria Acetobacter aceti is used for making synthesizing acetic acid. Used in preparation of vinegar. This vinegar is used in food preparation. And Clostridium botulicum, it synthesizes the butyric acid used for making butter. Like that, lactobacillus, already we discussed in previous topic, lactobacillus, it is used in synthesis of lactic acid, and lactic acid is used for making curd from the milk. Such a way, different fungi. So different fungi. This is also fungi. Clostridium botulicum bacteria. So like that, different microbes are used in synthesis of some chemicals. So like citric acid, acetic acid, butyric acid. Proteases are the protein digesting enzymes. Protein hydrolytic enzyme, protein digesting enzyme. It is actually a mixture of proteinases and peptidases. And this hydrolytic enzyme hydrolyzes the peptide bonds of protein. Hydrolyze the peptide bonds of protein and make it as some fragment. Those are called as amino acids. Such a way, these proteases are used. These proteases are synthesized in synthesized from microbes. And streptokinase. It is extracted from the bacteria Staphylococcus. This Staphylococcus bacteria, streptokinase is extracted. This streptokinase is used as a clot buster. Used as a clot buster, and it break the clots in blood vessels of heart patient. And next one is cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A. This cyclosporin A extracted from Trichoderma polysporum. Trichoderma polysporum. Trichoderma polysporum. It is a fungi. It is a fungi. This fungi, from this fungi we extract the cyclosporin A. This cyclosporin A used as a immunosuppressive agent. Immunosuppressive agent in organ transplantation. Actually, this cyclosporin A is extracted from the Trichoderma polysporum by fermentation process. This is having the cyclosporin having antifungal and anti-inflammatory So antifungal, anti-inflammatory activity. So that is about the cyclosporin A. It is a fungi. It is extracted from the fungi. And then next is statin. This statin is extracted from the Monascus purpurea. It is extracted from Monascus purpurea. Monascus purpureus. It is one type of yeast fungi. It is used as a blood cholesterol lowering agent. Blood cholesterol lowering agent. It lowers the blood cholesterol in our body. When we use the statin, it is also called as a D-statin. So this is about some bioactive molecule. These are very, very important for the objectives and 1 mark question and important for 1 marks in the board examination. Next, lipases. Lipases are used in removing oil stains from cloths. So this lipase is also extracted from some microbes. And next, proteases and pectinases. Already we discussed proteases and pectinases are used bottled juices used to clarify bottled juices. Actually,
the bottle juices what we bought from the market are clear. When we see that bottle, it is clear when compared with the juice made at home. So next topic is sewage water treatment. Sewage water treatment. What is meant by sewage? What is meant by sewage? Sewage is a waste water or waste material released from the domestic uses of the human being and industrial waste, domestic waste released from houses or homes, and industrial waste. This sewage contains 95% of the water. 95% of the water. Nearly 5% of organic and inorganic material in water as in the form of ions. These organic and inorganic material, whatever it is present, those are degraded by the bacteria present in the water. The bacteria, aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria are digest this organic and inorganic material and purify the water and clean the water. And some of the particulate matter, solid material is present. That solid material, most of the solid material is separated. And finally, the organic material, whatever organic or inorganic material, whatever it is in the form of ion or sewage, is degraded or digested by the aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. Finally, we get the clean water. So this sewage water treatment is in two steps. It is completed in two steps. The first step is primary treatment. This primary treatment, this first step, primary treatment, is a mechanical process. It is a mechanical process. Here, no microbes are used, no other organisms are used to digest the organic material present in the water. Actually, the BOD of the sewage water, whatever is present, sewage water, whatever the organic matter present, or the sewage water, the BOD of sewage water is more maximum. Means BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. Biochemical oxygen demand means the amount of oxygen required by microbes to digest the organic matter, presenting organic matter presenting 1 liter of water, 1 liter of water. The oxygen, the amount of oxygen required by the microbes to digest the organic matter present in the 1 liter of water. That means when the BOD is maximum, the sewage, the water BOD is maximum, that is a polluted water. Polluted water. So this polluted water now we have taken in the large tanks. We have taken the polluted water, this maximum BOD showing sewage water is sent into the large tanks. In primary treatment, the water is sent into a large tanks. Now it is the water, sewage water is sent into these large tanks, big tanks, and it is stored for few days. Because of the the solid material is gets settled at the bottom of the water. Any pebbles, stones, or any other solid materials, those get settled at the bottom of the tank. Then it is called as a sedimentation. So means in primary treatment or mechanical process, sedimentation is the first step here. So because of that, the solid materials are getting settled at the bottom of the water, and then this water, whichever flow on this tank, large tank, then it is transferred to next tank. This transferred to next big tank. Now the water entered, water float on the surface of the first tank 1. The water, whatever it is, float on the surface of the tank, and then it is sent to a large tank with aerated tank. It is an aerated tank. Here air is introduced through the fan or some other instrument, and then this aerated tank allow the growth of microbial flocks. So flock means it is a combination of the aerobic bacteria plus fungi. So because of the air present in this water, when the air is pumped into this second tank, the flocks grow rapidly. The flocks grow rapidly in the water and form a mesh-like structure on the surface of the water. This is called as a flocks. Now, this is also allowed for the sedimentation process. Understood? So here, what happened here? First tank, the sewage water is pumped here. After that it is preserved for long time, few days, because of that solid material gets settled at the bottom of the tank, and some of the water can float on the surface of water. Then it is called as as a sedimentation. After the sedimentation, the water is filtered and then transferred to the second tank. This is called as filtration. This is the second step in the mechanical process of organic treatment. By the filtration, the water is sent to the second tank. This is called as an aerated tank, which is filled with oxygen containing air. Because of that, the water, the microbial flux are grown rapidly. That contain the aerobic bacteria and fungi. Now this microbial flux use the organic material present in the water and then started purification. So after this entire water is stored for few days because of the microbial flux are get settled at the microbial flux. Now the microbial flux get settled at the bottom of the water. Next this water is filtered and then it is transferred to the next tank. Whatever the aerobic microbial flux settled at the bottom of the tank, it is used as a inoculum for the next purification mechanism. This microbial flux, whatever it is, gets settled at the bottom of the tank, used as an inoculum for the next purification mechanism. That means it is separated, some amount of the microbial flux is separated, then it is used as an inoculum for the next purification in the aerated tank. Then it will grow rapidly and it take the oxygen and degrade the organic material present in the aerated tank. So whatever the microbial flux gets settled at the bottom of the second tank, this is called as an activated sludge. So the water, whatever it is float on the surface of this tank, is transferred to the next tank, third tank. Suppose it is a third tank. In this third tank now, some bacteria is grown, that is anaerobic bacteria. The bacteria is grown here, anaerobic bacteria. This anaerobic bacteria, whatever it is, grown in this water, is digest the organic material and some bacteria, some fungi, whatever it is present in this, it digests that and they produce methane, hydrogen sulfide and CO2. So this is a biogas. Because of the anaerobic bacteria, the water, whatever contains organic materials of bacteria and fungi digested by this anaerobic bacteria, and they produce one biogas which is a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. It is separated and sent to the other chamber to store, and remaining water is sent for the third step of the treatment. This is the third. From here it is called as a secondary treatment. So this is a primary treatment. Primary treatment is a sedimentation and the filtration in the first step. After that, it is sent to the second tank, which is filled with air, oxygen. Now the secondary treatment is started because it allows the growth of different microbes which are useful for the degradation of the organic material. So those in this some microbial flak is developed. This microbial flak degrade the organic material present in the water, polluted water. Now it is allowed for the sedimentation process because of the microbial flak gets settled at the bottom of the water. This is called as activated sludge. This activated sludge, some amount of activated sludge is separated and used as an inoculant for the next treatment in the aeration tank. The material, whatever is float on this second tank, is sent to the third step. Is sent to the next tank for the biological treatment. This is also included in the biological treatment. In this, anaerobic bacteria is grown. Anaerobic bacteria is grown. This anaerobic bacteria digests the organic material present in the polluted water, and bacteria, organic material present in the polluted water, and bacteria and fungi. Finally, they produce a mixture of biogas. Biogas, that is methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. Now the water is sent to the next level of the treatment, that is called as a tertiary treatment. That is called as a tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment. So primary treatment, secondary treatment is called as a biological treatment. So in this tanks whatever it is taken, and then the secondary treatment is done. Because of the secondary treatment by the biological process, why it is called as a biological process? Here microbes are used to purify the water. Gradually, the BOD of polluted water is decreases. Means BOD, biological oxygen demand is decreases. Means pollution is decreases. Some amount of organic matter is separated and pollution is decreasing. Then this is sent to the next level. That is called as a tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment. Now the water is sent to the next tank for the tertiary treatment. For the tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment. So in this tank the water is sent, and from this water, tertiary treatment, some heavy chemicals which are non-biodegradable materials are separated from this, and if these non-biodegradable materials are not separated, there will be a putrefaction. Putrefaction means because of that nutrients, because of that chemical, it allows the growth of different plants, different algae. Then that is called as a putrefaction. So to stop this putrefaction, we need to remove the heavy metals like non-biodegradable material. We have to remove, and then this water is purified with some chemicals. Now the water is free from the organic waste material. Then this water is purified with some chemical like bleaching powder and some chlorine gas. Bleaching powder or chlorine gas is sent to the water for the chlorination because of the the microbes, whatever it is left in that water, died, and finally this water is released to the natural water bodies. Natural water bodies. Such a way the sewage water is purified in the sewage water treatment plant. If it is not purified, if it is directly released into the water bodies, they damage the aquatic organisms in the water bodies. So that whatever the waste is released from the domestic waste of the house and industrial waste of the house, if it is directly released into the water canal, natural water bodies, they damage the aquatic organisms like plants and fishes, some other animals in the water. So now this water cannot create any harm to the water bodies. If it is purified in third level and fourth level, directly this water is used for our daily activities. And the Ministry of Environment and Forestry Department, the Ministry of Environmental and Forest, Ministry of Environment and Forest Department. This department initiated one program that is called as a Ganga Action Plan. Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. Yamuna Action Plan. By this Ganga Yamuna Action Plans, they spent large amount of money to purify the Ganga river, to clean the Ganga river and Yamuna river, because the Ganga and the Yamuna rivers are polluted with the industrial waste and some dead bodies of the human beings. Because some people have a tradition to throw the dead bodies into the Ganga water. So because of that, this Ganga and Yamuna rivers are get polluted with the industrial waste. So most of the industries are there at the banks of the Ganga and Yamuna river. Because of those industries and human dead bodies, this Ganga and Yamuna rivers are polluted. To purify, to clean that Ganga and Yamuna rivers, the Ministry of Environment and Forest Department initiated one program that is called as a Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. So because of this sewage water treatment, the BOD of the water is gradually decreases. When BOD, the oxygen demand, when the maximum oxygen is required by the organic matter present in the polluted water, per liter of polluted water is called as a BOD. When the BOD is high, then it is called as a polluted water. When we remove the organic waste material by degrading the organic material by the microbes, then the BOD is gradually decreases, then it is a purified. When BOD is decreases, it is a clean water or purified water. BOD is more, it is a polluted water. So this is about the sewage water treatment. This sewage water treatment is given for the 5 marks in the board examination. So you have to learn about it. Now the topic, next concept is microbes in the production of biogas. Microbes in the production of biogas. Actually, the biogas is produced by the activity of organic matter, activity of anaerobic bacteria, activity of anaerobic bacteria, anaerobic in organic matter of organic matter of cow dung and some industrial waste. The activity of anaerobic bacteria in organic matter of dung, cow dung, is called as a biogas. This biogas is a mixture of gases. This biogas is a mixture of gases. Mixture of gases. So this what are those anaerobic bacteria? These anaerobic bacteria are Methanococcus bacteria, Ruminococcus bacteria, Clostridium bacteria. So these bacteria are present in the organic matter of cow dung or anaerobic sludge. You know, already we studied anaerobic sludge in the tertiary treatment. In tertiary treatment, anaerobic sludge, secondary treatment, anaerobic sludge is present. So in that waste material of the sewage water, this is a waste material of the sewage water. This sewage waste material contains the Methanococcus bacteria, Ruminococcus bacteria, Clostridium. By this bacterial activity, a mixture of gases is produced. That is called as a biogas. This biogas is used for making in cooking. Next, so these bacteria are called as methanogen bacteria or methanogenic bacteria. Actually, this bacteria is present in the waste material of the sewage, that is anaerobic sludge. Waste material of the sewage, anaerobic sludge, and rumen of the cattle. Actually, this bacteria is used for digesting cellulose. Digesting cellulose present in the grass. No, some cattle take the grasses. Grass contains the cellulose. This cellulose is digested by the bacteria like this, methanogenic bacteria. So that means these bacteria are involved in the digestion of the cattle in rumen. Rumen is a part of one part of the stomach. In this rumen, this cellulose is digested and converted as a simple sugar or carbohydrate. So in this process, these bacteria are then after the digestion, the waste material, whatever it is released, excreted from the cattle, that is called as a dung. Or cow dung. From the cow dung. So this cow dung or dung contains this bacteria. If we use this cow dung in the biogas plant, we can generate the biogas. So how this biogas plant will be? We can see that the structure of the biogas plant. This biogas plant structure is very, very important for the 5 marks in the board examination. So this is a biogas plant. In this biogas plant, 10 to 15 meters of one pit is constructed. Concrete pit is constructed. In this pit, there is one chamber is fixed. This is called as a digester. This digester is filled with dung, cow dung or dung. done. Through the inlet, through this inlet, we can pour some water and dung here. We mix the dung and the water. Then it is called as a slurry. Then the slurry is poured into this digester, and this digester is covered by a lid, which is connected a pipe, gas pipe. Yes, it is entirely covered by this lid. And then here the waste water that is released in the biogas plant is collected. The waste collected in this chamber. Waste collected in this chamber. Now the entire organic material, whatever cow dung and water is inserted here, there is a anaerobic digestion process with the help of some methanogenic bacteria, and then it releases the mixture of gases. What is that mixture of gases? Methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. This is released. Then this gas is sent to the pipe, through the pipe to the kitchen or wherever we need. Then we use this gas. So in this, what happened? There is a anaerobic digestion. Anaerobic digestion takes place. So this anaerobic digestion takes place with the help of microbes. So whatever the dung we take that contains some cellulose material, actually the waste material of the cow, excreta of the cow contains some fibrous cellulose material and some methanogenic bacteria. This cellulose material is degraded and finally fermented, and finally this mixture of gases is released. This mixture of gases is sent to the kitchen. So this is about the typical biogas plant. This is a very important diagram for the board examination. In NEET also they ask some questions based on this diagram and based on this mechanism. Then what happens in the digester at the time of biogas production? So let us see that. The raw material, whatever it is taken in the digester tank of the biogas plant is digested and finally produces the mixture of gases, that is a biogas. That is the biogas production takes place in the three steps. One is the solubilization, acidogenesis, methanogenesis. So the raw material, whatever we take in the biogas plant, that is a cellulose, hemicellulose, storage polysaccharide, fat, protein. Those are in macromolecules. Those macromolecules are decomposed by the microbes as a monomers. This is called as a solubilization. These monomers are converted as a organic acids by the fermentive microbes, by the acidogenesis mechanisms. Finally, these organic acids are converted as a biogas by the methanogens, by the methanogenic bacteria, by the methanogenesis. This is the last step, and finally the biogas is formed. This biogas is a mixture of gases. So this mixture of gases contain the methane 50 to 75%, methane 50 to 75%, carbon dioxide 30 to 40%, nitrogen 0 to 10%, hydrogen 0 to 1%, hydrogen sulfide 0 to 3%, oxygen 0%. Together we can call it as a biogas. Now the biogas is used for the different activities, especially in kitchen. Actually, anaerobic conditions are present in the digester tank of the biogas plant. Then only the methanogens are degraded that organic matter and finally produces the biogas. If we allow the oxygen to the digester, anaerobic digester of the biogas plant, it creates anaerobic condition. It creates aerobic condition instead of anaerobic condition, and these anaerobic bacteria cannot synthesize the biogas. So that oxygen is absent in the anaerobic digester tank, because it is for the biogas production anaerobic conditions are required. If we give the oxygen to this anaerobic digester tank in the biogas plant, there is a negative effect. That negative effect, what is the negative effect? The biogas is not sensitized. So this is about